Hey yo, what is going on guys, Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a Chloromancer build tutorial. And you can thank this person right over here for suggesting it, and if you want to be responsible for the next video, drop something down in the comments below Trove related, and I will do my best to get to that. Alright, let's get started. So moving on to the gear for Chloromancer. I have Crystal 4 across all of my gear, and I'm rocking attack speed and movement speed as you can see right there, but I could replace movement speed with crit damage just for the extra bit of damage. So with Chloromancer, you're probably going to be wanting to do DPS. You could farm with them, so you can keep the movement speed, but I'd recommend crit damage just for the extra bit of damage. But you know, it is up to you on how you want to play Chloromancer. So with the weapon, I have the same thing, attack speed, movement speed, ignore the jump. I could replace that with magic find or something like that. And then the face, I have, if it shows crit damage, attack speed with magic damage in the spot, just like in between that. And you can do that only on the face. So with that being said, keep in mind that I do have all the dragons, meaning my attack speed is, it might be a little bit higher than yours. It might be a little bit different than what you have, but this is what I'm rocking. Moving on to the ring, I'm just using a Stellar 5 ring, and I just have stability on it. I don't really have anything on it. So you don't really need critical hit, but if you're lacking critical hit, like you can't upgrade your gems or whatever and you don't have enough, yeah, you could throw crit hit on it, but I'd recommend magic find, but it's up to you, as long as you have a Stellar 5 ring with magic damage. So moving on to the food, the best food literally that you can get is this one right over here. Free range electrolytic crystals. I have a guide on how you can actually get those and farm those. I don't know why my thing's so glitchy. But if you want to farm those, check that in the description down below. I will link it for you guys there. While I'm here, actually, I'll just go over the torch. This is probably going to be the torch that you're going to want to use for your Chloromancer, assuming you're not farming with them, but I'd still recommend this one. This is a really good perma-torch upgrade. Alright, so back to the Chloromancer. So for the ally, I'm going to be using the Puck ally. If you're farming, like I mentioned before, you could use Aver. This one gives you the movement speed bonus. And Puck will just make it so you get your cooldowns, you know, it will recover a bit quicker. Not super fast, but you know, it gets the job done, I guess. So moving on to the flasks and emblems. So I usually just use Chloromancer for Levi's and high depth delve bosses. So he is a really good single target DPS. He's actually one of the best. Actually, I think he is the best. So Chloromancer is super good at DPSing stuff like that, not groups of enemies. So I'm just going to be using Death Defying. You could use Conjures if you want to farm out in Uber 9 or whatever you want to. But for the emblems, I use Arcane just for the extra bit of magic damage. I say extra bit, it gives you a lot of magic damage for 3 seconds. And the other one, you want to use Chronomatic Emblem because it reduces the cooldown on your abilities. So let me go over that real quick. So with Chloromancer, so let's pretend this tree is the boss. So with Chloromancer, you're going to be using a certain ability. So for me, it's M2, whatever this one over here in this spot right here is for you guys, you're going to be using that one right there. So if I just press it without really doing anything, it spawns a plant. And this is just going to explode. This isn't really what we're looking for. What you do want, though, mentioned earlier, for the cooldown and stuff, is because of this. So if I use my ultimate, you can see my character changes a little. And if I do that same button, you'll see that I now have something different. And these things can be spawned. You can only have 3 at a time. Once, you know, after a little bit, they'll start going away. But this is where your main source of damage is going to come from, pretty much. These things will be targeting the enemy. Like, pretend this is the enemy. What you're going to do is shoot the enemy. And while you're shooting the enemy, your plants are also going to be shooting the enemy as well. And that's going to be doing a lot of DPS. And here's a quick clip of what that exactly looks like. Here you can see my Chloromancer, and I ult right over here as you can see. I use my M2 or whatever that is for your controller, and I just continue to shoot. And the only reason why I shoot is because I want to keep my Battle Berserker up, because what Battle Berserker does is it keeps your light up and you do more damage that way. And lastly, moving on to the gems for Chloromancer. What I use is Berserk Battler. This is going to be really good if you're fighting bosses. So yeah, your light's going to go up, your attack speed's going to go up. You're going to really want this one on your Chloromancer. Next one is your Clash Gem. This one is also really good to have on your Chloromancer. Another one that I like to have is Cubic Curtain. This is a really good Empower Gem. And Pyro Disc. This is also really good. It's also good for farming, but you know, it's a really nice Empower Gem to have also. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you want to drop something down in the comments below, something Trove related, you could be responsible for the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later.